David immediately agreed when his 29-year-old wife Katie, with a pleading look, asked if they could get a dog, as if her entire life depended on this decision. Katie often stayed home alone in their cozy house in Atlanta, working remotely on her computer, while David, an accounting consultant, often stayed late at the office. David decided that a pet could keep Katie company in his absence. Moreover, the young couple didn't have children yet, and the house sometimes felt a bit empty and quiet. Soon Katie brought home a charming 1-year-old German Shepherd named Bailey. The smart and energetic dog quickly became attached to his new owner. Katie loved playing with him, running around the yard next to the house and teaching him new tricks. And when David came home tired after work, he enjoyed watching his wife cheerfully playing with Bailey and proudly showing off their active and friendly pet's new skills. At first, David was very happy that Katie was no longer so lonely in his absence. But after a while, he started to notice that his wife hardly ever left Bailey's side. She took the pet everywhere with her, to the store, to visit friends, even to the bathroom, and the dog even slept next to the couple in their bed. David was quite a jealous man, and he began to get angry that Katie had become too attached to her new four-legged friend. The situation worsened when, thanks to his responsible attitude to work, David was promoted and transferred to the leading team of consultants. This meant that now he wouldn't have to stay late at the office so often, and he could at least sometimes come home earlier. David was very happy and decided to surprise Katie by coming home several hours earlier than usual one day. However, this surprise turned out to welcome to spa stories, where the line between the known and the unknown fades, and the shadows whisper truths untold. Tonight, we delve into the primal connection between humans and animals, a bond forged in trust, sometimes fear, and always in mystery. Be unpleasant. That day, he came home in the middle of the day, hoping to spend a romantic evening with his beloved wife. But no one greeted him, which upset him a bit. Instead, the sound of running water and Katie's clear voice came from the bathroom. David immediately became alert. Who could his wife be talking to alone in an empty house? After a couple of minutes, the bathroom door opened and Katie came out, embarrassed, holding a disheveled wet Bailey. When David asked her who she had been talking to, his wife replied that she was just chatting with the dog out of boredom. But the expression on her face and her confused look clearly showed that she was lying or hiding something. In the following days, such strange behavior from Katie only increased. She became distracted, forgetting the simplest household tasks, like paying bills or buying groceries. And when she took a shower, David again distinctly heard her muffled voice through the noise of the water, as if she were talking to someone close and dear. In response to all her husband's questions, Katie kept insisting that she was just talking to Bailey as usual, taking him with her to the bathroom. But her husband no longer believed her, realizing that his wife was definitely hiding something from him. David began to have the most unpleasant thoughts about his beloved wife Katie, who now, even when he was home, continued to lock herself in the bathroom with the dog and talk to someone there for a long time. To confirm his growing suspicions, the man installed a new doorbell with a video camera at the front door. This video camera could not only film anyone approaching their house, but also immediately send a notification to David's phone if the door was open. Now it was just a matter of waiting to finally uncover the truth. However, soon the camera started recording strange activity almost every day. When David left for work, Katie would leave the house with Bailey and be gone for an hour or two. David was completely confused. Where could his wife disappear for so long with the dog right in the middle of the workday? Tired of the constant suspicion and lies from his wife, David, in desperation, decided to install a tiny hidden camera in the bathroom. Now he could finally see and hear what Katie was really doing there when she locked herself in with Bailey. The next time Katie went to take a shower as usual with Bailey, David hurriedly opened the surveillance app on his phone. The scene that appeared before his eyes was very strange, but at the same time explained a lot in the video. At first, nothing unusual happened. Katie undressed and stepped under the water, but suddenly Bailey next to the shower cabin would longingly. Then Katie turned off the water, dried herself, and sat directly on the bathroom floor. Bailey at this time stood up on his hind legs and carefully took an orange plastic bottle from the stand next to the sink. Katie took it, petted Bailey and said, "Good boy now. Please bring me some water." The dog immediately rushed to another corner, where he grabbed a bottle of water with his teeth from a small table and gave it to his owner. David watched in shock as Katie opened the bottle, hugged Bailey tightly, took out a pill and swallowed it with the water from the bottle. She continued to whisper something quietly to the dog, trembling and pressing her cheek against him. Finally, Katie calmed down, got up and turned the water back on, resuming her shower. David was utterly shocked by what he had seen. He had no idea that his beloved wife might have serious health problems. Worried and concerned, he patiently waited for Katie to come out of the bathroom. When she finally appeared with her wet hair down and in a robe, David hugged her tightly, feeling her shiver. From the surprise, David felt terribly guilty for suspecting his wife of cheating all this time. Katie found it hard to decide on a frank conversation. She averted her gaze for a long time and bit her lips, but in the end, under David's warm and gentle pressure, she told him everything. It turned out that in her childhood, Katie experienced a terrible tragedy. Her father died slipping, falling, and hitting his head hard in the bathroom. Seeing this horrific scene, Katie screamed in horror, but she managed to pull herself together and call an ambulance, as at that moment there was no one else in the house. Unfortunately, the doctors could no longer help the unfortunate man, and Katie had blamed herself for her father's death ever since, naively believing that she could have helped him somehow. Due to the tragedy, the poor girl developed a pathological fear of taking a shower or bath alone. Every time she was alone in the bathroom, she started to panic. Her pulse quickened and she felt a growing sense of terror. So Katie asked her husband to get a dog, and she began taking Bailey with her to the bathroom. The loyal pet somehow calmed her, creating a feeling of safety and protection. When even Bailey's presence didn't help, Katie had to take anti-anxiety pills to cope with the panic attacks. That's why she asked Bailey to always be nearby, and in case of another panic attack, bring her the bottle with the medication and water. Katie was very ashamed of her strange and illogical fear, which was more common in small children than in an adult woman. She hid this problem even from her beloved husband, fearing to appear ridiculous and absurd to him. But the presence of the smart and loyal Bailey gave her at least some sense of confidence. After hearing Katie's story, David was shocked and incredibly saddened that his wife had been suffering alone for so long. Not daring to tell him the terrible truth, the man assured Katie that he would always be there to support and protect his beloved wife. David promised to cut his working hours as much as possible and take time off to spend more time with Katie. He started taking her everywhere with him, including regular sessions with a psychologist, which helped her overcome her long-standing panic fear. Bailey was also there with them. The loyal dog who had been such a support for Katie now became a true friend and helper for David as well. The husband adored the dog who so faithfully guarded his beloved wife and saved her from panic attacks. David always carried treats for Bailey and tried never to offend the dog, treating him with respect and love. Gradually, with the help of attentive and caring David as well as loyal Bailey, Katie managed to overcome her panic fear and feel like a free and confident woman again. The couple was grateful to their four-legged friend who had become a true family member for them. David never again felt jealous of Bailey, understanding the important role the dog had played in their lives. Remember, the next time you hear the rustle of leaves or feel unseen eyes watching, it could be more than just your imagination.